Hi, welcome again to Sneaker Style. I'm Tyler, and this week we got a review of the Jordan 31. Alright, so obviously the first thing that you notice is the box. The box says 31 on the top, has a Jordan brand logo on the back in white, and on the other side it says 31 as well. On the inside though is what I really like about the box. It throws in the OG Nike logo. This is actually what the outside of the box looks like on all the Jordan 1 models that have come out. So they brought that back since this shoe is actually inspired by the Jordan 1. So let's take both of these out. Here is the Jordan 31. Like I said, is inspired by the Jordan 1. Has the same shape in the silhouette. The sole is slightly different in shape, but in general it was just meant to be like after they reached the 30, they're just starting over with signatures, I guess. This one was inspired by the one. You could see that on the inside they have the original Wings logo, and this is actually something that a lot of people and critics have said they would have liked to see on the outside, where there's this fat Jordan logo. This is the biggest criticism I have seen of the Jordan 31 so far, is that this big Jordan logo takes up a little too much space, and if they wanted to really bring out that whole inspiration of the Jordan 1 the most, they would have put that whole Wings logo on the outside instead. But really, the Jordan logo doesn't bother me too much. I like the shoe in general. It's very nice so far that I've worn it around. But in terms of technology in this shoe is made of flyweave. All of this knit front end right here is all that flyweave. And the heel around the heel is a synthetic leather, and they are stitched together, and you could actually see the seam at some points right here. They stuck with the Nike traditional usage of the fly wire. You can see these red lace loops right here they are fly wire, which is something they introduced in, I believe, 2008 with the Nike Hyperdunk. They use it for the lace loops, but this red wire goes all the way down and secures to the sole right here. So that just adds added support and keeps the shoe in form and doesn't allow it to like tear and rip as much. And in terms of other technologies used in the shoe, they use a flight speed cushioning. All this foam around here is flight speed. It's super soft. It reminds me of kind of a little bit of a bouncier, less squishy, maybe just a tiny bit firmer than Lunarlon, and that's Nike's most comfortable material, at least in my opinion. And a big added upgrade that they made on the Jordan 31 over the Jordan 30 is that they added this whole full-length Zoom Air unit. This Zoom Air unit is the whole red portion right here, and it's highlighted and outlined with a little divot inside to make sure that the Zoom Air unit stays in place. But the difference between the Zoom Air that they used this year rather than last year is that the Zoom Air unit was just on the toe on the Jordan 30. They called it unlocked zoom, meaning that the zoom, instead of having foam covering it, the zoom actually is directly touching your foot, so you get the maximum explosiveness out of it as possible. But on the Jordan 30, it was only in the toe, and so I think having a full-length Zoom Air unit and having a little bit of this whole flight speed foam cushioning covering that Zoom Air unit is better than just having some unlocked zoom in the front in the toe. The zoom provides a lot of cushion and a lot of explosiveness, and that foam just tops off the comfort. So these shoes are super comfy. I love wearing them around, walking around in them. First impressions, these things are probably the most comfortable basketball shoe I have ever put on my feet. And so me saying that is actually is a big thing, because Kyrie's have been my favorite basketball shoe this whole year, and I didn't think there was going to be a shoe that would end up beating it. But come the end of 2016, the Jordan 31 comes out, and oh man, this thing is the most comfortable shoe. Ultra Boosts are the most comfortable shoe for me, like comfort and just like casual wear. But for straight basketball, I couldn't believe how comfortable this was. I thought it was going to be another rigid basketball shoe, something I wouldn't want to wear around town, but I could see myself wearing these as everyday shoes. I could totally wear them to the mall outside of just wearing them on the basketball court and not worry about my feet and joints and everything ending up hurting at the end of the day. That Zoom Air coupled with the flight speed is a huge step up from last year. Last year was definitely all strictly performance, but remember that the Jordan 1, like I said, this is modeled after the Jordan 1, and that shoe is like the pinnacle of classic shoes. It is the most iconic Jordan model ever. People wear it with pretty much anything. They're the most stylish Jordan shoes, in my opinion. Just a very basic model. There wasn't much of a focus on the technologies in the shoes in 1985 when that model came out. So it's really a big step up in terms of comfort and performance to have a shoe that looks pretty similar to the one, but be so far ahead on the comfort and the explosiveness, the bounce, and everything. This thing is amazing. But in terms of use on court, like performance and everything, I think that the Zoom Air unit, if you look closely, you can see the Zoom Air always has to be flat. I've talked about this before. If you want to check out how Zoom Air works, I explained it in my video of the LeBron Soldier 10. But anyways, the Zoom Air unit always has to be flat. So the fact that it has to be flat, it kind of protrudes a little bit from, like, the sole isn't all flat, so it protrudes a little bit. You can see a little lip of the red above the rest of the sole surrounding. The heel sticks up a little bit. And I think that's actually really good, because when you're on the court, a big issue with playing on hardwood is that dust collects on the floor. And so dust can get stuck on the bottom of your shoes, and if you have a fully flat-footed shoe, that dust could end up like making you slide all over the court. If you play basketball, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But this fact that this Zoom Air unit sticks out a little bit more, beyond being extra cushion, like that's the first thing that contacts the ground, so that Zoom Air is activated as soon as your foot touches the ground. So beyond that bonus, it also, I imagine, collects all the dust. And so this lip that is a little bit further down around the outside, I believe would not catch as much. So it probably keeps the cushioning, it keeps the traction a little bit more on court as compared to previous models that are a little bit more flat-footed. But putting your foot in this shoe, it's easy. There's no need to loosen all the laces. Your foot slides right in. It's not a super snug fitting shoe. It is true to size. The length is true to size. These do fit me just fine. But it is not a super tight shoe like the Kyries or the LeBrons. It is a little bit more loose fitting, but there are extra lace loops at the very top, so you can tighten it a little bit around your ankle if you are worried about your heel slipping at all. But ease of getting on, comfort, it's super lightweight. All of this just equates to a great basketball shoe. And then just the last added bonus on the inside is these gel pods in here. There's a few of them for ankle support once you fit your ankle inside. It allows for a little bit more breathability, allows air to travel around these little pods that end up contacting your feet. You're not going to get blisters in these shoes. The foam lining around isn't gonna destroy your ankle. Plus, like I said, these gel foam pods, they kind of keep space in between your ankle and the rest of the lining. So after like a whole game's play, you don't have to worry about your ankles bleeding or being super sore. And I'd imagine these actually, since I said how comfortable these things are, you probably won't be in too much pain after the game either. I could see playing a whole tournament, like a whole weekend tournament in these shoes, and feeling a lot less pain as compared to wearing a bunch of different basketball shoes. In terms of performance, I definitely think that this has surpassed the Kyrie as my favorite basketball shoe of 2016. They're super amazing basketball shoes. The only thing that I want to say to suggest you to not do is wear these outdoor. This sole material is just the plain translucent sole that Nike uses on all their basketball shoes. So it's not the XDR outdoor sole that Nike provides on a lot of the Nike ID basketball models. So if you want to use these as an outdoor shoe, they are going to end up wearing down much quicker than you'd probably like. So if this shoe ends up coming out for Nike ID, if they allow you to customize it, I haven't seen that happen with signatures in the past, so I'm not sure if you should expect it. But if they do allow it, that would be super awesome, because the XDR sole would provide a lot of people with a reason to buy these, because I know a lot of people don't have that option to play indoor basketball all the time. I know it's much easier to find an outdoor court to play at. So hopefully they allow these to be Nike ID'd, because this translucent sole definitely is not durable for outdoor usage. So these are definitely a strictly indoor basketball shoe, unless you just want them for casual wear. But in terms of casual wear, this colorway is pretty hard to match with clothes. This one, I wanted to get this colorway and this shoe to do a performance review for you guys, but really there is a colorway that is probably better suited for casual wear that is coming out September 3rd, and that's the band colorway. Instead of this red, white, and blue, this is the Olympic colorway. It's black and red, and the bottom has, instead of the sole being translucent, it's red, and it says band all the way around the bottom. That shoe is being released the same day as they are retroing the band ones again. So look out for that September 3rd. They probably will be decently hard to get. People have been saying that is their favorite colorway of the 31 so far. And so just if you really do want these shoes, if you want a great basketball shoe, these things are $185. I think that's worth it, as long as these things hold up as well as I would imagine they do. I have heard a few reviews of people who have used the Jordan 30 and said that it started tearing on them and they started breaking down before like season's end. So hopefully that's not a problem that this shoe runs into. Like I said, you could see the seam where they attach the fly weave to the leather, so I could see that maybe end up tearing if you snag it on something, but I haven't used it long enough to know that. So hopefully after a year of use, I don't hear people saying that, oh, this shoe was super comfy, but they broke down on me halfway through the season. That's not what people want, because all these pro athletes, they get brand new pairs of shoes every game. So regular people have to get one pair of shoes for a whole season, so it's not great when a shoe it breaks down on you halfway through the season. So hopefully these ones hold up and they're durable, because everything else about this shoe is amazing. The looks on these ones, like I said, are not easy to match with, but look out for those band ones, because the band ones will be easier to match with any outfit. There will be a little bit more sought after. But yeah, the only question mark is the durability. I like the looks. They do look a little bit similar to the Jordan 1, but not amazingly. But the signature model that Jordan does now is really based on solely performance. So if you're getting this shoe, you're basically getting it for performance. But yeah, these things, so overall, this is my favorite basketball shoe of 2016. If you want to go out and grab it, feel free. There are still this colorway is still available on Nike.com, except for at larger sizes. So you could definitely get your size if you wear something smaller than a size 13. They have 12 through like 8 available still. That band colorway, like I said, September 3rd, and the Rio de Janeiro colorway is already sold out, and that was the first one that released. But yeah, so if you like this video, please like and subscribe. I have new videos coming every Tuesday. Brandon got videos coming every Thursday. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Peace.